What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Badminton Experience anniversary episode number 50. So it's a big one today, and therefore we have brought to you a fantastic guest to the Badminton Experience. It is Chirag Shetty from India, men's double player, if you didn't know. And first of all, Chirag, how are you?
I've been good, guys. Really happy to be here on this podcast, especially since it's the 50th one. It makes me feel special.
It's definitely special. We were thinking about what should we do for the 50th
Yeah,
episode. And yeah,
A lot of guys, a lot of our listeners, and the guys that are watching were actually requesting you and also your partner. So
yeah,
yeah, you're a very popular guy amongst the guys that are watching the podcast.
yeah,
and for quite a while we have been like they've been after us for not getting Chirag on the podcast.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's amazing. The time is 8 p.m. in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
You've just done your second practice for today.
No, gym. I just got done with gym.
What did you do in the morning? Badminton?
Yeah, we train in the play in the morning and usually do gym and off-court stuff in the evening.
Okay. So just an update. You were in Japan last week and Korea the week before.
Yeah,
You did not decide to go to Australia.
yeah.
What is the thoughts behind that?
Mainly like we had decided much before that we'll be playing just Korea and Japan because then we'll have a good 3 weeks to train for the World Championships. So that was the like planning that we did. We never really sent an entry for the Australian Open because like 3 weeks of tournaments, and if you actually play well even if you play well in two, then I think your body is quite tired and you need a couple of days to get back to rhythm. So we decided to do this like just play Korea and Japan and prepare for the World Championships.
And also the flight from Tokyo to Sydney isn't it like 10
10
hours or
hours.
something?
Yeah. And like I remember the Indian team, they didn't get a direct flight from Japan to Sydney, so they flew via Incheon. So they flew to Incheon,
Oh.
stayed there for 4 hours, then took a 10-hour flight to Sydney. So
No.
crazy.
And then you have to go all the way back, play back for a few weeks, and then it's all the way to Europe
Exactly.
for the World Championships.
Exactly. Lot of
Yeah,
traveling.
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
We talked about this with Aaron on a few episodes ago that the
Yeah.
schedule this summer is absolutely insane.
Insane.
So
Insane.
it makes good sense that you skipped Australia and then got some good training.
Yeah.
But also you have done so well, so you had kind of like the privilege to skip a few tournaments here and there.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the very good things that comes with doing so well as you do is that you don't really have to chase points and you can be selective with the tournaments you play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Even though actually it leads me to the first thing that we talked about. Like you are actually pretty close to that world number one spot, so
Yeah.
did that play into your mind a little bit that you should go and chase the points to
Uh,
try and reach that?
mm, no, I like for personally, like we don't really see like chase. We are not really chasing the world number one. Yeah, obviously it feels good
Mhm.
to be ranked world number one, but like I think we as a pair would prefer winning tournaments and playing lesser number of tournaments and winning them rather than playing semi-finals, quarterfinals, and chasing that world number one spot. So. Like we could have done that and played the Australian Open too, but we just didn't want to push ourselves. We want like me personally, like both me and Satwik would prefer winning tournaments than chasing that world number one.
I think that makes a whole lot of sense. Like I think
Yeah,
when at some point anyone retires, I don't think they remember so much about like, oh
the
yeah, that
rankings.
week I was ranked world number one, but you will
Yeah,
remember the moments where you won the big titles you
big
had in
titles,
the world.
exactly.
Like yeah, the feeling you had when you won that final point.
Yeah,
So yeah, for me that makes total sense.
yeah.
Who is in charge of making your tournament season calendar?
Usually the three of us, me, Satwik, and Matthias, sit down and decide the tournaments, and then we Matthias usually gives it to Gopi sir, and then like just for so that he also knows about it, and then that's how we decide. So usually the three of us decide, and then we submit it to the higher authorities like BA and stuff.
It's actually something that we haven't really talked about a lot on this podcast. But how do you structure it? Like, do you look like 12 months ahead? Do you look at the whole year and then plot out? This is where we want to peak and hit our best level, and this is where we might want to focus a bit more on some training or some physical stuff or whatever it could be.
Usually not, like we don't usually plan for the whole year. It's more like 3 months from now, 3 to 6 months. But I would say 3 months from now. We usually don't plan for a really long time. We usually plan it for 3 months. And yeah, that's how we usually plan. And I think we've planned until I think the French Open now. I think so. Till that time, I think we've sort of planned the whole season, and like I think as individuals, I think it's much better to plan shorter than go plan for the whole season because you don't know how your body is in a
So
couple
you
of
can
weeks. Yeah,
adjust
yeah,
accordingly,
yeah,
like if you get like a small injury or
yeah,
like if you get
exactly.
mental fatigue and stuff like that.
Yeah, and because with the number of tournaments that are taking place, I think you have
Mhm.
ample amount of tournaments to actually pick and choose
Yeah.
which ones you want to
Mhm.
participate in.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously you guys you have to play all the 750 and 1000s of course,
Yeah,
but yeah, apart from that you can basically pick and choose any tournaments you
yeah,
want.
exactly.
Are you playing the China Open? Is that
Yeah, yeah,
like right after the World
yeah, yeah.
Championships?
We play the China.
It's a super thousand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
super. So
I'm
of
not
course.
playing the
Yeah.
Hong Kong Open because we have the
Okay.
Asian
All right.
Games in 2 weeks. So we come back to India and then prepare for the Asian Games.
That's actually insane. That I mean, first of all, I think it's insane that they place a Super Thousand right after the World Championships.
Yeah,
But then for you guys, there's also the Asia Games
Asian
right
Games.
after that.
So
So
three important tournaments.
Uh,
that's insane.
how would
Insane.
you rate those three in terms of importance?
Importance, definitely, I think World Championships and Asian Games would be at par. China Open
Okay.
1000
They like
is
they
okay.
like equally important Asian Games and World Championships.
Definitely, I think
Yeah. Oh.
Asian Games
Yeah.
is for us as Asians. I think it's like even for Indians,
Yeah.
like it's a very big event for the Indians.
Yeah. All
Like
right.
Commonwealth Games, for
Uh,
that matter, like wouldn't like
mm,
it's not the toughest event, but
yeah.
just because of the magnanimity, like so many people
Mm,
coming around, like almost 70 countries. Like badminton may
mm,
not be the toughest sport, but still,
mm.
the pressure and everything, I think it's much more than a Super Series, even a Super Series
Yeah.
1000 final, I would say.
Yeah. 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 You won the Commonwealth Games last time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How did you do in the Asian Games?
The last Asian Games in 2018, we lost in the pre-quarters, round of 16.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you're gonna go for your first medal.
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pre-quarters. I never heard
Yeah,
that one before.
the Indians you always use that term. Like I
Yeah,
remember when I read articles and stuff, like
yeah, yeah,
journalists from India, they always say that
The
pre-quarters.
pre-quarters
I think
instead of the
pre-quarters.
second round. The
yeah, yeah,
pre-quarters.
Yeah, yeah.
right before the quarters.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Where does the because you won the Asia Championships
Hmm.
just a few months back. Where does that rank amongst Asia Games and World Championships and stuff? I mean,
Like I think the competition is obviously the same, but I feel Asian Games and World Championships are definitely uh, a rung higher than the Asian Championships for sure.
I've also heard some players actually prefer winning the All England over
Yeah,
the World Championships. How do you feel about that?
I personally would want to win a World Championship, uh,
Hmm.
and like World Championship would definitely come first, and then probably the All England. Out of all the other Super Series events, definitely winning the All England is uh, like the topmost. But I would definitely prefer winning the World Championships. I think the
I
being a
think
world champion is has a different ring to it.
I think that's
Yeah,
the same for you, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I also rank the World Championships
yeah,
above
yeah.
the All England.
I'm the opposite.
Oh,
I've always dreamt about the All England more than the World
yeah.
Championships. Like obviously, I would love to
I think
win it.
probably this generation would would like we've not really seen a lot of because the earlier the earliest in the earlier times people like for example I saw Prakash Padukone winning the All England in 1981. So everybody here in India, it's like the Wimbledon for badminton.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so, but
I think
somewhat
it's
I
kind
think,
of the same in Denmark. I
yeah,
think that's kind of why it's been that way for me. Like it's
yeah,
the tournament that I always grew up watching.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I remember a
Yeah,
lot more from the previous All Englands than the
yeah,
previous World Championships, basically. So I think
yeah,
that's why for me, that's always been a bigger dream.
yeah.
But I will never win either of them. So
At some point, the World Championships was only every second year, right?
at some point it was only every third year, and
Every
then it
third year.
changed to every second year, and now
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
every year except the Olympic years.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, cool. I'm Chirag. I'm sitting here with your tournaments for the previous 12, with your results for the previous 12 months in front of me.
yeah,
And let me just
Right.
yeah, I mean, I'm just mentioning all the titles that you have won. Winner of French Open,
yeah,
winner of Swiss Open, the Asia Championships, winner of Indonesia Open, and then Korea Open. I mean, it's a pretty impressive run that you guys have, and also the semifinalists to be mentioned from last year World Championship. So it's a crazy good year that you have.
yeah,
At the moment, you're ranked number 2 in the world. You are
yeah,
getting closer to the number 1 spot in the world. I actually saw a post from someone recently, like the unofficial world number ones, and then a picture of you two. But can you just try to describe the previous 12 months and what has worked for you guys? Where have you developed your game?
Oh, well, I think yeah, the past 12 months have definitely been really really good. I think like working with Matthias has been phenomenal. I think there's a lot more planning in our training sessions, our matches, and everything. And there's a lot of I would say it's like like there's a system in place, and we know our responsibilities and what we need to do on and off the court. And I think it makes like our jobs, both our jobs, much easier. And I think yeah, I think um, and I think that is one of the reasons why we've been playing the way we have. And I think, but as far as I always see that like both me and Satwik always like we have that capability in us to actually go win the biggest of the biggest medals and biggest tournaments. And I think that is one of the reasons why we are not really satisfied with these achievements. I would say, like, because I feel we have much more in store in the future.
I think also like in the past, it's that everyone who knows badminton and follows badminton has always seen that like there's a lot of potential.
Yeah,
Like already many years ago, you were producing like good results, but it was
yeah,
kind of like the consistency to be like one of the very
yeah,
top players maybe
mm,
wasn't there. So it's quite interesting to hear that Matthias has brought in like more structure.
mm,
I think also when you think of like India, you never really think of success in doubles.
yeah,
You always think of all the success in singles. Where you mentioned Padukone, you have the Gobi Chan, you have Saina, Sindhu, Srikant. Yeah,
yeah,
all the guys have been successful. You've only had basically like Jawala Gutta in the
yeah,
past with
yeah,
Tiju and also with Ashwini.
yeah,
So like it's quite fascinating, like how you guys all of a sudden is up there amongst the best. Do you feel any difference in like the way that doubles is being looked at in India, or like is it only for you guys with Matthias, or is it also like a broader thing in Indian doubles that like the level is rising?
yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, in the earlier times, we didn't really have someone we could look up to. In men's doubles, like we had Ashwini and Jwala, and even Jwala and Diju in mixed. But in men's doubles, we didn't really have that pair like who could challenge the best in the world. But yeah, I think it's improving now. The overall level, like even Dhruv and Arjun have been, they may not have had, uh, they played a quarterfinals last year at the World Championships. We had two pairs in the quarterfinals at the World Championships, which didn't really happen in the past.
Mm.
They've been able to play like really tough matches against the top five pairs in the world, and I think you didn't really see that in the past.
Mm.
Like I would say that a lot of the pairs used to lose quite tamely. Didn't really
Mm.
couldn't really challenge the best, but now it's definitely changing. Not just in men's doubles, I think even in women's doubles, Gayatri and Trisa are also playing quite well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, they made a semi-final, right, at the All
yeah,
England,
yeah,
and
two
was it
two All
last
England
year?
semifinals. So
Two
it's
times, yeah.
yeah, it's no mean feat. So I think yeah, it's overall it's definitely changing, and also the perception towards
Yeah.
doubles is changing in India. Earlier, probably when I started, people didn't really give that much importance to doubles. Like it would always
Mm.
be the second option. Like if you're not a good
Yeah.
singles player, they will push you into
Mm.
doubles. But now,
Yeah.
people who are actually interested in doubles and who are actually playing better doubles than singles, they are the ones actually
Mm.
picking up doubles. So I think there's definitely a shift in the attitude that
Mm.
kids right now have, and I think it's
Yeah.
definitely positive uh, for Indian doubles badminton.
Do you also feel like a shift in terms of like the focus from like the academy, the coaches and stuff? Like, do they put more attention to it and more like manpower and like just yeah? Do they put more attention to the doubles than they did previously, or is it like the shift mainly happening because now there are role models, as you say,
Yeah,
to kind of look up to?
yeah, definitely. I think earlier, like I said earlier, they used to just the ones who didn't play well in singles, they used to play doubles. But now,
Mm. Yeah.
like you're starting doubles at a very young age, like probably 15, 16,
Yeah.
and they're only
Mm.
playing doubles. So I think you get a lot more years to actually uh, learn the art of playing doubles, and I think that's definitely good for the sport in India. And I think, yeah, also the support from the sponsors, I would say, has definitely
Mm.
become much, much better. I think, like earlier, if you didn't really have a lot of sponsors for supporting doubles, nobody would really want to pick up doubles. But now, I think with our performances, I think there are a lot more people who are actually supporting doubles players as well. So I think these are definitely good signs.
Yeah, so now you can see, as a young player, you can see there's actually a possible future and also playing doubles. Like you don't
Exactly,
have to be a good single player.
exactly, exactly.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But I mean, you guys are the first ones that are like really really good in men's doubles.
Yeah,
So I mean, you're kind of like the reason why men's doubles might be booming in India at the moment.
yeah,
So I guess it's the most difficult is to be like the first ones,
Mm.
and then after that it's easier to like follow in the footsteps of some of the previous good players, and to get inspired every day in practice from someone who's better, and then trying to follow in their footsteps. I mean, kind of like what you guys have in men's singles, and what we have had a good tradition in Denmark always.
yeah, yeah,
So it's interesting that you guys are like the first ones to be like really really good in men's double.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
How is that with the training here? Like, do you spar with the other men's doubles, or are you training a lot only like here in Satwik, or like
Uh,
how's the training working? That one?
no, we actually spar with the others as well. So, like in our
Yeah.
group, probably we have Dhruv and Arjun, and the third
Mm.
pair, Krishna and Vishnu, also who sometimes spar
Yeah.
with us. So, Dhruv and Arjun
Yeah.
are pretty much there with us throughout. We train together.
Yeah. Okay.
So, we'll probably have one
All the
more.
guys from Thomas Cup team, I remember those guys.
Yeah,
I still hate them.
yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
He mended, guys. For
yeah.
everyone watching, he mended. You
uh,
just you just you just mentioned Matthias a bit earlier, and we were obviously going to ask you about him. You said that he brought in more structure. Is that both in terms of how you guys should play, like strategically on court, but also in terms of like, as you mentioned, your tournament calendar and the way you guys practice and stuff? I mean, knowing Matthias, he's a really really structured individual himself. Also, I mean, I got to experience him a little bit as a player as well. So So yeah, just give us some insights of what he has actually brought into you guys' career.
Yeah, I think I would agree. Like in structure in both actually, like on the court and even off it. Like our game style and probably Matthias's game style may not have been the same because they wouldn't be attacking all the time. So a lot of people from the outside would think that he wouldn't really benefit us as a pair because our game styles are completely different. But he has sort of adapted his techniques with our training technique, and so that it benefits us as a pair because um, he may not have had a really good hard smash, but he
Mm.
was really quick with his first 1, 2, 3 strokes while serving and receiving. And I think that is one of the key things that he's been able to inculcate in our game, and which has really benefited us over the past year or two. And I think this, I would say, is the part of the training, but even off it, we sort of have a structure in place when we are training because before every week starts, on every Sunday, he'll send us a plan for the whole week. So we know in advance what we'll be training for and what we need to be prepared for. And I think it's quite different from our earlier coaches because
You
we
didn't
saw.
get like you didn't get like a training schedule for the upcoming week before, Matthias?
Oh, no, 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 not really. Not
Mm.
really.
So you just came to practice and then you would be told on the day what you're doing that
Uh,
day, and then
Sometimes,
again the
but
next
like
day.
probably, or we sort of knew that on Tuesdays, this is the thing we usually do. On Wednesdays, we
Mm.
usually do this.
Mm.
But it wasn't like written down on a paper, but it was, we knew that we'll be doing this. But
Yeah.
with Matthias, it's not that there are things which we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it's not that we'll be doing the same thing and he's not just copy pasting it every week. We keep changing it depending on how our body is and how much we need to push and everything. So there's a lot more
So
structure.
he's not as structured that he's not able to adapt if like some situation occurs that you have like a small injury or
Yeah,
yeah
yeah.
something
So
needs
we
to
can
change.
keep adjusting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it correct that Matthias is not there all the time? He's kind of like there part time or something?
Yeah. So pretty much like 35 to 40 weeks, he'll be there with us in
Okay.
person, and rest of the weeks he'll be over a phone call or a video call every day, depend like how we. So let's say in Korea and Japan, before every match, we used to sit with him for an hour and discuss, see the matches of our opponents and discuss the strategy and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's in charge of the training when he's not there?
Usually he's there for the training weeks,
Okay.
uh,
All right. Yeah,
and
so some of the tournaments that he's missing out on
yeah. So like he
physically.
missed Korea and Japan, um,
Yeah.
and the next couple of weeks he'll be traveling with us most of the time. But he
Yeah.
wasn't there for the Sudirman Cup. So yeah. So but if he's not there, then he'll sort of give the uh, practice plan to Arun Vishnu, our who looks after Gayatri and Teresa. So he'll be the one looking after us.
Yeah. I think that's also like a quite unusual approach, given like what the Asian style is usually like. Like I always feel like the Asian coaches are basically there like 24/7.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you take a job in
yeah,
any of the Asian countries
yeah.
as a coach, you would know that you have to be with the play all the time. So
Exactly, exactly.
it's quite nice to see like two coaches like working together that way
Yeah,
and like yeah maybe compromising a little bit on both sides to make it
yeah.
work. I think
But
that's quite
I feel
cool
it's
actually.
quite good.
Hmm?
Because like if he's not there throughout, also like it's not that
Mm.
obviously when he's there the intensity is very high, but
Yeah,
it should come from within as well. That's what he
yeah,
says
yeah.
quite a lot, that
Hmm?
like you need to be the ones pushing yourselves also when I'm not around.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think those break weeks also it's quite beneficial, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just curious about how this all came together. I mean, obviously Matthias has connections to India
Yeah.
since his wife.
No, girlfriend.
I don't
Are
think
they
they're married.
married?
No.
Not
No, no,
married
no,
yet?
not yet, not
But
yet.
his girlfriend is from India, so he's been spending a lot of time in India in the past. But did you have a say in wanting Matthias to get uh, get hired as your coach,
Uh,
or
yeah,
how did this all come together?
yeah. So this is back in 2020, I think. He had just the first lockdown had just gotten over. I think this was in probably November, December. I think right after the Denmark Open,
Yeah.
the first tournament after the COVID lockdowns. So
Mm.
so that time he had just we didn't really have a coach because then Coach Flandy had um, shifted to Malaysia. He was heading the Malaysian doubles department. So we didn't really have a coach until the Olympics. So Matthias was
Mm.
said that he had retired, and I had worked with I had trained with him during the lockdown because he was in Mumbai at that time, and
Mm.
I suggested to the BAI that I think the best bet that we have right now is Matthias, and we can hire him for 6 months, and he's ready to be there for the next 6 months, and I think he will
Mm.
definitely be the best candidate
Mm.
um, for our doubles. And
Mm.
yeah, it was quite tough initially, but I think everybody agreed, and we didn't really get to spend a lot of play a lot of tournaments when he was there with us till the Olympics, because I think we played only the Swiss Open and All England, and directly the Olympics. Probably if
Mm.
he had stayed a bit more longer, and if he had a lot more tournaments, I think these wins would have started back then itself. And after the
Yeah.
Olympics, we
Okay.
didn't really have a coach for almost 7, 8 months, and
Mm. Okay.
Tan coach Tan Kim Her, the guy who's heading the Japan
Yeah.
team, who
Yeah.
we had worked before with. He actually was supposed to join the Indian team, but there was some issue, and eventually he
Mm.
couldn't join, and that's when we I approached Matthias again, just right before
Mm.
the Thomas Cup, and he agreed that at least till the Commonwealth and Asian Games he'll be working with us, and then again he came into the Indian system, and yeah, that's how
Yeah.
it's been.
Because I have to admit, like, I'm a little bit surprised to see that Matthias has ended up in this situation where he's basically coaching full time. Like, I didn't expect that when he was retiring.
Yeah,
I thought, yeah, maybe he would do like some part-time coaching and stuff, but I was expecting to see him much more involved in, yeah, other parts of like
yeah,
business life.
yeah,
But it kind of like, to me, it feels like he's getting drawn into it now that
yeah, yeah,
he actually quite likes it now that he's in it.
yeah. Because I remember, so I've known Matthias since obviously 2013, the first
Mm.
IBL, and whenever he used to
Mm.
come
Yeah.
down to Mumbai, I used to train with him. So I've known him for a very long
Mm.
time. So
Mm.
at that time, he used to tell me that after he stops playing, he'll start playing golf. And
Yeah.
not once have I seen him play golf.
No, I
Yeah.
don't either.
Uh,
He doesn't strike me as someone who would be good at anything other than serving and receiving.
yeah.
We'll make sure that Matthias sees this, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
yeah.
also trash talk.
I actually just before the podcast I texted Matthias and said that we are going to have you on and ask if there were anything that we should ask you about, and he said that it's quite unusual that you are quite into sushi.
Yeah,
And that's rare. I mean, you don't see much raw fish in the Indian cuisine.
yeah.
Where does that come from? Is that from visiting Japan a lot,
Sorry.
or where does that come from? Like, where did you learn to eat sushi or
So the
enjoy it
first
that
time I
much?
actually had sushi in India, I hated it. I actually spat it out. And
Okay.
but the first time I actually went to Japan, I think in
Mm.
2017 for the Japan Open, I tried the sushi there, the authentic sushi, and I kind of liked it, and I think it's stuck since. And I don't really like right now, like the Indian team, it's getting much better, and they actually
Okay.
like a lot of the people actually like having sushi. I think back when I started, I couldn't think of any person actually having sushi other than me and probably Ashwini.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not it's not spicy enough.
yeah, exactly. It's quite bland.
There's
Usually,
there's
what
no
the
flavors in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But I would argue that like almost anyone that tastes sushi in Japan, they will be able to like it. Like it's
Yeah,
so much better there compared
yeah,
to like
exactly,
also here in
exactly,
Denmark, like anywhere in the world. It's so much better.
exactly. It's so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's crazy. But the funny thing we I think we talked about it when we had Panoy on the podcast, that whenever you are out playing in the world, you can always be certain that if there is an Indian restaurant in the town, you will meet all the Indian players
definitely.
on that restaurant
Except me,
every
except me,
single time.
Exactly.
Every
except
single
me.
time. Is it just like they're not really willing or, I mean, to try something else? Is it just stuck at the Indian cuisine, or what is it? I mean, why do they always go back to
Uh,
that?
like the thing is that a lot of them, like Satwik, then there's Shrikant, and quite a few other players as well. Dhruv, I would say, they would prefer if there's an option, not an option, but if there's Indian, they'll definitely go for
Mm.
Indian.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
they wouldn't really experiment a lot, and I
Yeah.
probably am the one who would run away from an Indian restaurant. Like I would, because I'm eating Indian all day when I'm in India. So
Mm.
I would prefer having or trying something new. And I think in the past 2 weeks, just because I didn't really have an option, uh, on the finals day, on the semifinals day, I had to accompany Satwik to an
Mm.
Indian restaurant.
Mm.
But usually I wouldn't. I was
But
having,
it is, I mean, it is so good, the Indian cuisine.
yeah,
I absolutely
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
It tastes absolutely amazing. So
But
it makes sense.
yeah, it is tasty, definitely.
Mm.
But like North Indian, like there are multiple types of Indian cuisines.
Mm.
But the majority of the cuisines that you actually have in all the parts of the country is North Indian cuisine, like the naan
Mm.
bread and
Yeah.
butter chicken and everything. So it's very tasty, but it by the end of it you feel bloated. So I don't
Yeah.
really like that.
It's definitely heavy in calories as
Yeah,
well.
exactly, exactly.
All the butter and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you cook yourself?
Oh, no, no, no. We There's a restaurant, like sort of a cafe at the academy. The food is like it's like you have grilled chicken, grilled fish, and everything. So they are the ones who
Okay,
prepare it.
and you said that you're at the academy right now. So
Yeah.
is that where you permanently live, or
Yeah, sort of. So right now with Matthias, like some of the weeks we train in Mumbai as well.
Mm.
Majority of the weeks are in Hyderabad, but some of the weeks here and there we keep shift because my family is in Mumbai, and
Mm.
even Matthias wants to visit a lot of the time. So a few of the weeks, like we train in Mumbai as well, but majority of the weeks are in Hyderabad. So
but you
I live in the academy room.
okay?
Yeah,
So I mean, it's always fun to hear about how different countries live and how they practice and stuff. So
yeah.
you live in the academy in Hyderabad for the most part. What about getting your own place, getting an apartment or a house or something? Is that something that
So
you
Satwik,
could do or
yeah,
something?
yeah, we can. So Satwik,
Okay.
I probably am the senior most guy who is still staying in the academy. But
Mm.
like I feel it's not feasible because when I actually am in Hyderabad, am in India, we sometimes train
Mm.
in Mumbai
Mm.
and also in Hyderabad. So most of the times there's nobody at. If I take up a place in Hyderabad, nobody would be there in the house to look after. So I feel
Hmm.
it's not really feasible because like I said, we keep shuttling between Mumbai and Hyderabad, and
And when you're
after
in, well,
so
yeah, when
after
you're in Hyderabad, you're
yeah,
basically just training all of the time, right? You're not
exactly.
really
And
doing anything
like,
else.
and it's much better, much easier for me to just get up in the morning and just go train and just come back because by the time
Yeah.
I come back, I'm dead tired. And usually after
Yeah.
tournaments, I fly back to Mumbai for a couple of days and then head back to Hyderabad.
What about when you are in Mumbai?
So, like I said, like some of the weeks we plan it such a way that we are training in Mumbai. So even Satwik comes down to
Mm.
Mumbai and train. And
Yeah. Are you staying when you're there at your family's house, or do you have your own
yeah,
place?
yeah,
Family's house.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what does Satwik do then when he's in or when you guys are in Mumbai?
My dad, like we own a hotel, so he stays there.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
that's
nice.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
A nice hotel, like 5-star
Oh
hotel.
no, no, not a five-star hotel.
No.
Can we and Hans Christian get like a free vacation there
Yeah, yeah,
or something?
definitely, definitely. Yeah, you're most welcome.
Fantastic.
I would come just for the food, like a
Yeah,
huge Indian food lover,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
for sure. And I can guarantee that every time I put on weight because I eat butter
yeah,
chicken almost every day.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I never did so well in India.
What is the there's two tournaments in India, right? There's the Super 750 in Delhi, and then there's the one in Lucknow, Syed Modi.
Yeah,
Like more, yeah.
yeah, there are.
The
I think
food
India has the
there is
most number of
amazing.
tournaments. I think right now
They have?
they have two. I think this year we have two Super Hundreds. I think two or three challenges. There's a 300. There's a
Oh,
750.
okay. Do you
That's
do,
a lot.
do you plan to play the Syed Modi, even though it's only like a Super 300?
Probably, but like not too sure. Depends on the World Tour rankings and stuff.
It's also far in the future. So.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the last tournament before
yeah,
the World Tour finals,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember I played it once. You were there as well. I
Mm.
clearly remember you lost to Samir Verma from India, and I lost to Syed Rankireddy from India as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
They're
correct.
difficult to beat on home soil.
yeah. The courts are quite fast.
Matthias, like speaking of Matthias, he won the tournament there with Carsten, I
This
believe.
was in 2015 or
Oh
16.
no. I was like 10 years old in 2015.
Oh, I think
Oh, what happened?
the lights went off.
That's the first.
Yeah, I think the generator bit. Yeah. Well, welcome to the academy.
Well, we can still, yeah,
I think you should get your
Yeah.
own house now. Hey, there it is.
No,
There it is.
it's still
even if
there.
the light goes off, there's a generator, so it takes 5 to 6 seconds to
Okay.
actually come out.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it happens every now and then.
Yeah. Like not
Yeah.
a lot, but at least two, three
Yes.
times in a day,
Okay. Okay.
and especially when it's
That's why
raining.
I love India. You never
Yeah.
really know what to expect.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Um, so your partner, Rankireddy,
Yeah.
just beat the world record for the hardest smash twice. I mean, first in a laboratory, and then
Yeah.
also in a real match. Was
Yeah.
it like 500?
Yeah. 500.
How is it playing with him knowing that he has such an incredible smash? I mean, does it make your job more about just getting the lift and then you are, I mean, favorites to win the rally from there?
Definitely. I think to have him at the backcourt, fire those huge smashes, I think it
Mm.
becomes a lot more easier. And I know I need to get the shuttle as quickly as possible at the net and try to create attacking opportunities as much as possible. And because if he gets under the shuttle, then like even when I am defending, if I am training with him on the opposite side, it's extremely difficult to actually get back that smash if he's actually under the net. So yeah, it's
It's
really,
game
really good.
over.
Yeah, exactly.
But does it also mean that your opponents usually tries to play the net and maybe challenge you guys in the net or in the flat game instead of lifting to him, and that means that you actually get to work even more.
A lot of the times. They know that we can't be lifting to Chirag and Satwik because they know that we have a good attack. So they usually try to play the in between game where they are not lifting as much as a normal person would do because and they try to like even if they lose the point, it's fine, but they won't lift the shuttle. They'll try to play the
Mm.
even if the shuttle is really, really low, they'll try to play it in between rather than lift it high.
Mm.
So
So that's actually quite disrespectful to your skills at the net. So they're like, so they're like, let's try to challenge him at the net because if we lift, then
yeah,
we're done anyway. So let's just
exactly.
try to play it back, even though it's under the net. Let's just try to play it back because we have better chances there.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But actually, I feel like your smash is also like pretty hard. Is that that's right? Right.
Yeah, I hit 550
Yeah.
in the lab testing.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah,
515, he hit 565.
yeah. No, 550.
Okay, okay, hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's still pretty hard.
yeah,
But I know that we talked about this just prior to the episode that we should talk about this new world record because you don't really give a lot for it.
Now, I'm a little bit in doubt with the match, the record that's recorded in the match, because I
yeah.
feel like it's
It's
quite a
I
big
still
jump.
yeah, I still don't understand the
Yeah,
how they are actually
measuring.
measuring it because I still
Yeah,
remember back in the day when I was very young. Um,
yeah.
Tawfiq had the hardest hit at 305 or something,
Hmm.
and now it's at 565. That's almost like
It,
double.
it sounds crazy, and
It's
I
crazy.
remember I was reading another guy, Danish commentator, did a post about it. Like he improved the record like in a match by like something like 18% or
Yeah.
something, and like even if you get a new record or whatever, if you started doing more in the weight room,
Hmm.
I kind of feel like 18% is like it's just an insane amount of improvement because like we always say like if you improve like 1% or 2%, it
Exactly.
makes a big difference at the world class
Yeah.
level, and then like all of a sudden he's hitting it like 18% harder than anyone has ever hit it.
Yeah.
Just do you feel like in training that he's hitting much harder now than he did like 1 year ago?
No, no.
No.
He's
So it's
been
bullshit.
hitting. No, he's been. I think if he had, if they had taken the like, he's definitely the hardest hitter I feel right now.
Mm, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
Well,
he's not hitting it harder than he was hitting before. Like if he had taken the
mm.
test probably last year too, like he was like really, really powerful. Like
Another thing that makes me think that it's a little bit weird is that like it's such an impressive record, and I'm like, why is BWF not like publishing
probably
anything or
promoting
like
it.
you're pushing it as a big story? Because like if
Yeah,
it's really true that anyone can hit it with like 565k
yeah,
per hour, like it should be out there that it like this sport is insane, and I
yeah.
just feel like they didn't even release an article
Like
about it.
I think
But
if he had like I said, if he had taken the test last year too, I think he would have broken
yeah,
the record
yeah,
because
yeah.
like the smash that he hit in the match,
Hmm.
and it was
Yeah.
against Hoki and Kobayashi. He had
Hmm.
like the shuttle just whizzed past him, and he had he had no chance to actually even touch the shuttle. Forget playing it back. He couldn't even touch the shuttle, and it was even like they didn't even drift it like mid court where he could just smash it off. It was like right at the back baseline, but Satvik was right under the shuttle, and he just hit it. And he was just clueless, thinking what just went by. Yeah.
So even in that moment, he already understood that this smash was a little bit different from the normal.
Yeah, because I felt it because even in the
Yeah.
lab testing, I
Mm.
like I probably like I said, I was just 15-20 kilometers uh, like
Yeah.
lesser than he did.
Mm.
But
Mm.
when he was smashing, every shuttle that he hit, like after every smash, we had to change the shuttle.
Mm.
Oh, the lights are off
Yeah.
again.
Okay.
There we go again.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
bad.
like a light show on the ground.
Yeah,
And we're back.
yeah. So yeah, so
That's
like I
pretty
said,
cool.
after every smash that he hit in that lab testing, the shuttles
Mm.
went like this.
Yeah.
After every smash.
That's cool.
Did you ever play against Mads Kolding from Denmark?
Yeah. Three, 4 times
How,
actually.
okay, how did you feel about his smash compared to Rankireddy's?
So Mads, like he has to actually a lot of the times since he's really really tall, if you lift
Mm.
him really high and he gets the time to actually come under the shuttle and hit it, then he hits hard, and he hits it really really low. So even
Yeah.
like
So
he's
speed.
really really steep. I think I've seen in one of the matches against Kamura and Sonoda,
Mm.
he Kamura I think probably lifted it on the first baseline, and this guy
Mm.
just like literally just a little ahead of the service line.
Mm.
He had no chance to get that back, no fucking chance. So I think
It's also
with
insanely tall.
yeah, but with Satwik, if you lift it in flat lifts also, he is able to get it. But I think when the lifts are really really high, and if Calling gets under the shuttle, he hits really steep smashes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like Satwik
I would
smashes would
I
be
would really
flatter, but Calling
okay.
smashes are much steeper.
I would really like to try and defend Satvik's
I think
smash
I
just
think
just to see how it feels,
I think
and try to
when
do it in a men's singles as well.
yeah.
But probably in the men's singles, he would not really get into the right position to hit like
Yeah, exactly,
a
exactly.
500K smash.
Yeah, exactly.
He needs you to set it up for him.
Yeah.
Actually, he owes that record to you. He should thank you.
Yeah. I think he should.
Yeah.
You're the one providing the lifts.
Yeah.
So so we just touched on it earlier. You're world number two. It's been a fantastic season for you guys. Just give us some insights of what is the next big goals, and what is some of the tournaments that you would really like to claim.
I think in the short term, probably the World Championships. I think it's really really important for us, and the Asian Games. I think these two are the probably the main targets for this year, and we want to win medals at these events. We won a medal last year at the World Championships. Probably we would want to go a step ahead and change the color of the medal this time.
Yeah. How is it? I mean, obviously you said that men's doubles is getting more attention in India at the moment, but one thing that like I wonder how you can have less than 100,000 followers on Instagram. I
Yeah,
mean, India is such a huge country, and I feel like badminton is very popular.
yeah,
I mean, a guy like you should have like way more, I feel like.
yeah, yeah. Even
It's
I am
just
surprised.
yeah,
But
You
yeah,
should put up more like shirtless photos and stuff like
probably. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why I feel we are still in we are still adapting to doubles. We are not really up
that.
there. Probably if I was a singles player, I would have way more followers. If I was a world number
yeah,
two right now, and with the achievements that we've had over the years. So yeah, it's still early days, I would say. Like um, I wouldn't say we are at par at right now with the attention that we get, but we are still definitely improving. And I feel I keep saying this to myself a lot of the times that I want to keep winning and keep winning, that people will actually have to take notice of our achievements and actually have to follow us, because they wouldn't have an option to actually do that. So I think that is what I want to do, and eventually I hope to change that thought process that even doubles is as good as singles.
That's very cool. So it's a good way to use it as motivation instead
Yeah,
of like being annoyed by it. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's like
exactly.
yeah, very very clever
Yeah,
clever approach. So you hopefully finally at some point you get the recognition that
yeah,
of course you guys deserve just
yeah,
as much. Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, you are definitely becoming a legend in Indian men's double. That's for sure. You're still quite young, so you have so much more to achieve, and
yeah,
you're doing amazing at the moment. It's awesome to
yeah,
follow you guys, and it's nice to see that you are paving the way for the youngsters in India and
yeah,
Indian men's doubles as well. So
yeah,
keep crushing it, and
yeah,
yeah, I think that's it. We've been on for almost 1 hour,
yeah.
so thank you so much for joining. Just
Thank
one
you.
last question before we wrap up. What did you have for dinner tonight?
Actually, I had Italian.
Italian.
Okay,
Yes,
nice.
quite rare for me because I am more of an Asian guy, Japanese,
Okay.
Korean, Thai. But yeah, it's quite rare.
What
Italian is nice as
what's your favorite Indian dish?
My favorite Indian dish is a dish called pav bhaji.
Okay.
It's you usually get it only in Mumbai and the neighboring parts of Mumbai, and like it's just bread with like a bhaji. Bhaji is like gravy, like a
Okay.
vegetarian gravy with butter on it, and it's really really tasty. And if you sometime visit Mumbai, I definitely will take you there, and I am sure you'll love it.
I'm sure as well. I've never
Yeah,
had any kind of bread in India that I don't
yeah,
love, so
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's so much to explore in India. I feel like every single city has so many
it's very
different
very
dishes and
different.
stuff.
Every
Yeah.
city that you visit in India is totally very very different. Their culture, their language. There are almost 400
Yeah.
languages in India. 400 languages dialects in India. It's crazy.
It's an insane country. It's the complete contrast to Denmark.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so huge. Denmark is so small, so it's so
yeah,
fun to visit India sometimes and
yeah,
just see the difference in culture and
yeah,
food and absolutely everything.
yeah,
Um, but we can talk much more about that when we meet each other in person. And I
yeah.
would love to go and get some Indian food with you at some point.
Yes, yes, definitely,
Absolutely love it.
definitely.
Thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining, Chirag, and good luck with your preparations for the World Championships. And see
Thank
you
you.
in Copenhagen.
Thank you. Thank you. See you soon. See you soon. Thank you so much.
see you.
See you,
See you.
boss.
Bye bye. Thank you.